It's Diana with stampingwithdie.com. Welcome to the last week of September. Today is September the 27th, 2021. And this is this week's Mimeograph Monday. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And make sure you say hi, let me know where you're coming from. And mimeograph basically just means to copy, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to copy something out of the catalog. And people love this because I kind of have figured things out ahead of time, what works, what doesn't work. Sometimes I change it a little bit to make it a little bit easier. In fact, this one I changed it just a little bit from the one in the catalog because I did have a little issue with making identical, and it doesn't make much of a difference. So, hey Anne, so let me get started. I have to go over a couple things before we get to stamping. And we had Fall Social Saturday, so it was the Over the Border with Di and Marcy Fall Social. So it was on Zoom, so it was so much fun. And I will show one of the projects from there. And then tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, I'm actually gonna make the little Christmas ornament that was a little goodie. So you want to make sure you come back tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I love seeing those numbers go up for the subscribers because then YouTube will let you know when I go live, right? Or upload a video. And I think I even forgot to do a quick one, right? Because of Fall Social on Saturday, it made my weekend all the way different. So I didn't even do a quick one for Saturday. All right, so hi Nancy, hey Sherry. All right, so let me turn the phone and we started. So let me go over a couple things since the month is winding down. So we have September's hostess code. So as always, make sure you use that when placing an order in my store, especially if you are ordering under 150 before tax and shipping. And then all the orders get grouped together, and then I use those hostess benefits to get your goodies and the card stocks and all that kind of stuff, so that it makes me be able to give you stuff. All right, so we have that. We also have tomorrow is the last day that you are earning Country Dozen reward points. So for every 50 before tax and shipping, you are earning 2 eggs instead of the normal 1. And if you have any questions on that, make sure you let me know. And one thing I need to clarify, because a couple people ask, so the reward points are an order itself that is 50 before tax and shipping that earns you usually 1 egg, but right now you're earning the 2 eggs. And then when you accumulate a dozen eggs, you get $35 in free stuff from me. So it's always fun to get free stuff. But I also have a program, and it's my Country Incentive. This is a little bit different. Hey Lily, because it is an accumulative for the month. And so what it means is if you spend $75 before tax and shipping that month, but it could be a $50 order and a $25 order. Those 2 orders combined are $75. So this month you can either pick the goodies, which are the round and square brads. So I've talked about them, or the card guts, and that is your card packet, and it has all the supplies you need. Nothing is stamped, and it's these 3 cards here. So you have the cute little piggy. So you just have to use what you have at home, the cute little sheep, or this fun Christmas card. And you can see the videos on how to make these cards right here on my YouTube channel. Mom, you are, believe it or not, watching live. So that is good. So you just have to let me know, because you have till the end of September, because then when October rolls around, I'll have new goodies and new guts. So if you don't let me know what you want, then you will just get whatever I have more of, because I have a bunch of guts cut, and then like the brad. So if I'm all out of the guts, then you'll get the goodies. If you don't let me know, then it's up It's my choice what you're going to get. So if you want your choice, you need to let me know. All right, so I've reached out to a few of you that I have not heard from so far. Everybody's loving the guts, and so that's awesome. All right, so let me take this off the desk. Okay, so let's see here. I think that was all I wanted to talk about in that for the incentives. But also, just let me know, is the video available? Stacy, the guts videos are for everybody. They're right on my channel. So they're not private. They're just, I just looked back at some of my lives that were popular, and those were the guts that I picked. So I'll do the same kind of thing for October. I'll just kind of look back and see some of the popular ones, and then I'll just pick them. So anyone can see them. They're not private. The class videos, those are a private link, but the guts, nope, anyone can see them. Because that's handy, right? All right. Oh, if your video is spinning, just to refresh, and hopefully that will catch it up. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do this one right here. And this is a fun one because this is one of the Step It Up, right? So this just shows a quick card. This shows the little box, and they've stuck the card on there, add a little ribbon. And then I'm going to do the stepped up version because I love these boxes. These boxes are so cute, and they are the, hang on, what are they called? I'm like, where is my list here? They're the Kraft, the Kraft gift boxes. So that's what I'm going to be using. But let me show you. So this was actually one of the make and takes from the fall social. And I love them because they hold cookies or chocolates, but they also hold cards. So what we did was we just put the cards that all used like food, you know, kind of food stuff for the event. All the cards went into there. So this was the one of the make and takes from the fall social. All right, so let me get the boxes out. So let me show you what I'm using today for the make and take. So it's the sweets and treats. And, all right, so it's a sweets and treats stamp set. And it has a matching, well, I shouldn't say that. No, take that back. It has a die, but it's not part of a bundle because it just has certain pieces, like it cuts the cloche out, and that's pretty much the only thing, because the cloche actually has a stamp set that goes with it, but this is what you need, you know, the little cloche is what we're going to use, so it's a little confusing, but anyways. All right, I'm also using the seasonal label dies. Thank you, Rhonda. It was so much fun to see everybody. All right, and then the stitched rectangle. So we have a private Facebook group for the Over the Border with Di and Marcy. Marcy is in Canada, and we actually went to school together. So we have a private Over the Border. So she's in Canada, and I'm in the States. We have done 2 events together, and then we realized it's a little too hard to do the events together. So we're just going to do monthly blog hops, and then we're going to go back to doing our events like separately. Just because we didn't realize like how hard it is, like being in the different countries, you know, to do everything identical. I can get certain things that Marcy can't, and vice versa. So, but we still have the Facebook group, so that's not going away. So, but it was so fun to see everybody. All right, so here is the, I'm like looking around for my paper. Hold on a minute. I took it off the desk. Where is my paper? Hold on, I'm looking around. Oh, it's over here. Good grief. Good grief. All right, so this also uses the Whimsy DSP. All right, I had taken it over to measure. Okay, so we're gonna put our box together. And so it's super easy to put together. You're just gonna score along the line. Now, the box in the catalog, actually, and this is where I did it a little bit differently. So they on the box, but it also went on to the DSP. So I had tried that, and even though I thought I was folding it and scoring it right, when I put it onto the box, it was actually off. Like when I folded it, my pies didn't line up. And anyone that knows me, I'm very anal, and that bothered me. So I'm not going to stamp on the box. Because it basically is making like a belly band. And I don't want the person that gets this, if they're anal like me, to be freaking out when they put the belly band on if it doesn't go back into the right position. All right, so we're just going to crease all of our lines. And what's cool about these, they already have their adhesive on them. So I love that about the boxes. All right, so all you have to do is peel your little thingies off. Super easy. Super, super duper easy. All right. So you have, this comes like this. So we're just going to match that up. And I want to try not to hit my phone. Let me scoot up a little bit. I'm like too close. You can see my knuckles. All right, so hold on a minute. So any question? Hey, Cindy. All right. Okay. So bring that together. And then just, squeeze that so it's good and done. All right. So I also have still where you can win the Bedazzled DSP. So that ends tomorrow too. So you want to make sure you share my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, or I have a Stamping with Die page on Facebook. So if you share that too, your name goes in a hat. Now only for United States though, because I can't send out of the States. But I have 3 packages of the Bedazzling 6x6 DSP. And I talked about this last week. And it's run out for celebration, but I have 3 packs. So I can pull. So I'm going to pull that tomorrow. Will be a live draw during my Teach Me Tuesdays. All right, so here we have our cute little box. Stinking cute. All right. Then we have our little belly band. But before I do my belly band, I want to stamp this so it can be good and dry before I color it. So this is what we have. This is our rectangle die. So this is just Blushing Bride, Mint Macaron, and then a piece of the basic white. So what we're going to do is we are going to stamp this. I don't need the Blushing Bride one yet, but I do need this. So I just cut this a little bit smaller than this right here. And it's just going to go over here like that. And then we're going to do some masking. So there's a few things we're going to do here. So masking basically means like I'm going to mask the pie. So I stamped my pie with the memento. On a Post-it note. Now these Post-it notes are sticky all over. The only place they're not sticky is right along this edge here, and that's so that you can lift them off, right, and pull them apart. So, hi Kim. So then, but the whole thing, but everything else is sticky, so it makes it a lot easier for masking. All right, so let me bring this back. And then what I did was, I cut it out. So I cut that out, and I cut it along the black line, so there won't be that ghost image. And what I'll do is I will put this right in the stamp set. So I have a pie mask. Eventually it will get so much ink on it, I'll have to redo it. But it'll last for quite a while before I have to redo it. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pie, and we are going to stamp it through the die cloche hole. So we have our pie. So that's where my pie goes. Now I can take this away. And then I'm going to take my little mask, and we lay it right over top. And this is why I cut on the line, so that this pie will go inside here, so there won't be that ghost of the other die when we stamp it. And we're gonna put the figgy pudding, or whatever the heck it is, over top. And then the Post-it note, we'll save it. Hang on a minute, let me get my grid sheet. Let me get a grid sheet, because it's gonna go out of this white cardstock. And I don't wanna get it all over my Post-it, or my mouse pad, because this is photopolymer, right? And I know I've talked about it before. So photopolymer, it's best if you have some sort of gushy, it stamps a little better. So I just use the mouse pad. All right, so then I'm going to stamp our figgy pudding. Let's see, where do I want my figgy pudding? Right about here. Like that. All right, let me close my pad. I'm also gonna wash my pie, because I need to stamp mint macaron on my DSP. So I wanted to wash that because it had memento on it. All right, so then I'm gonna peel this off. And what this does is it puts the pie in front of the figgy pudding. I also want to stamp, while I have my memento pad out, I also want to stamp the cake plate. So we've got this cute cake plate, so I also want that. Hey, Bonnie. So what time is it in the UK, Kim? All right, so this is just the cake plate. All right. So there's that. I love this set. Oh my gosh. It has such cute things. I have these, look at these. I have colored these forever ago, and I've yet to use them. And look at how cute they are, the little candy apples. So they're just sitting on my desk, making me hungry every time I look at them. All right. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to let those dry a little bit, and then we're going to bring this over. So what I did was, this is just 5.5 by 12. That's the size this is. So you can get 2, if you're going to do the belly bands of the box, you can get 2 for 12 by 12. I love the apples. Oh my gosh, 11:15 p.m. Oh my gosh. So you are a little bit different time. All right. So then I'm going to use the mint macaron, and I'm going to use the pie. Now remember, I washed it because it had the memento on there. So I'm just going to stamp my pie randomly on the DSP, like that. So I'm just moving it every which way, right? So they're not all going one way or the other. I love this image. Oh my gosh, this pie is so cute. So this would be a cute set if you are doing, remember there's only a few days left of celebration. If you like to give gifts at Christmas to a crafter or a baker, this would be an awesome set to give that person. Okay, so that's that. Let that sit aside so it can dry. Okay, now let's color our pie and our cake stand. So we're going to use blends, of course. Now the recipe mentioned a couple things I didn't use because I ended up using the blend. So that is, you know, sometimes that's the, what is that? The artistic license, I guess you would call it. But it's all good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my light pool party. So that was one that was not listed. Yeah, the toffee apples. Oh my gosh. I love making homemade caramel. Oh, I love that. And they add that salt in it for the salted caramel. Yum, yum. I think the worst part of making caramel is waiting for that sugar to get brown, right? It just seems to take forever. All right, so we're gonna go Pool Party, and this is just gonna add just a bit of a shadow around there. Then we have Old Olive for our leaves, our holly. So this is just a light Old Olive. So these cloche dies are so fun with the cute little domes. So we're going to use the domes as well. Now I didn't make it a shaker card. It was not a shaker card in the catalog. So I didn't add any, but you definitely could. All right, so that was light olive and dark olive. Now this also was not mentioned, but I like to add a little bit of color to my icing. So I just use my, what color is this? That's the wrong one for one thing. All right, my light petal pink. So light petal pink. And this is just going to give that icing a little bit of color. All right, then I want crumb. So we have crumb cake for our figgy pudding. So we're doing crumb cake. So this is just light crumb. I love this image too because it's nice and big. All the images in this set are a great size for coloring. Sometimes the stamp sets can be too little. And this one is just perfect. All right, and then this just is the dark crumb, just to add a little dark where that comes around. And then we're also going to color in, I think we're back. Let me refresh. My thing had to reconnect. All right, let me refresh my computer. And let me know you can still see me. All right, hang on. All right. Okay. So I lost connection there for a minute. We had rain on the weekend. All right, so this is real red. No, it was me, but at least it fixed itself. I keep thinking I really need to get my own modem, I think, out in my studio. All right, so this is real red. So we're just going to color in the, I don't even know. These would be maraschino cherries, I think. Because we were talking about, like in Canada, you have like wedding cake or wedding pie or something. Like when you would leave a wedding, you would get that cake, and it looks like Christmas cake or something. All right, so now we're going to do the pie. Now, the one in the catalog, this was brown, and the sample I did was brown. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like totally go off script, even from the one I always look at. And I'm going to make this be the bottom of the dish. So I'm going to grab my light gray granite. So we're going to change this a little bit. And I'm going to have this be the dish that the pie is in. So this is just a light gray granite. This one's going to be a little bit different. All right, so light gray granite, and then the dark. So now we have, you know, because the pie, it's a very thick pie, so it's inside the pie tin, right? Okay. Then we can color the pie. Now the pie is cinnamon cider, and it's one of the new in colors. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So we have light cinnamon cider and then dark. So I'm going to do the top of the pie with the light, So I don't know if you have Amazon Prime, but I was on there, and Goliath is back on. So I keep forgetting. I don't know when it started. So that was one of the, Jeff and I watch certain TV shows together. Otherwise, it seems like I'm always in my studio. And that was one that we watched, you know, together. All right, now this is the dark cinnamon. And I think that I like the pie better with the different color plate. So that's another thing that I did different. But like I said, the one I did earlier that I'll show you at the end, like I always make one, I didn't. I made it be the color of the pie. But to me, I'm like, oh, that looks like more like a pie, right? Like it's inside the dish. All right, now we also need to color our plate. Oh, Mom, just refresh it because I lost connection. So you might just have to refresh it, Mom. All right, so this is just the light real red. And we are going to cut this one out. All right, so light real red. I have so many cake platter risers, whatever you call them. And it's just, and it's funny because, and they're not even for cake. They're just for decor, right? Like raising decor up when you put something on a shelf so you can see. All right, so this was the light and the dark real red. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of dark around the edge. So hopefully that cleared up for you, Mom. Just refresh it. All right. So luckily, I saw that happening on my phone. So that's one thing that's good about, it's right there by my nose, right? So I can see that it was doing that. All right, so we're gonna let that dry for a second. Okay, so let's bring this over. So now what we're gonna do is we have these cute cloches. And you get 10 to a pack. So here we have our cloche. And like I said, I'm not gonna put any shaker, you know, stuff in them, but you totally could. But we're just gonna make it just be a cloche. All right, so what you do is you have, let me move that aside. So you have, there's sticky here and there's sticky there. So let me scoot up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna take the sticky off the front. We're going to, oh, but you know what I wanna do? I do wanna trim. So I'm just gonna trim the little edges off. All right. And then we're going to lay this on here. And you just lay the cardstock right in the hole. Or right over the cloche. So that's why you need the die, right? Because no way could you cut that. I mean, I guess, I shouldn't say you couldn't. Maybe you could, but I couldn't. I could not cut that. All right, so there we have our little cloche. Now we're going to bring this back over. And this is going to go over here. So now the pie and the figgy pudding are going to be inside the cloche. So that's why I trimmed this a little bit more shorter. That's also why I cut these, because they went right to this edge. So I don't want them to show. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our green tip glue. And I did a cute card, was it last week or the week before? With the stamp set that goes with the cloche. It was a Christmas card. All right, and we did do it as a shaker. So there we, now we've exposed the adhesive on the back of the cloche. And then I'm just taking some green tip glue and just around the edges. And that's gonna seal it even better. And that's more important, especially when you're putting like the shaker stuff so they don't fall out. All right, so that looks good. Now let me stand up a little bit so I can get this right over top. So now your cake is inside. So that's why you cut it a little bit smaller. So now the cake, no, in the pie or inside the cloche. So cute. All right, then we're gonna cut out our cake plate. So we're just gonna trim the cake plate out. Easy, easy. Easy peasy. Nice straight lines. I love to cut things out. I got that from my granny. She was the best cutter outer. I know I talk about it all the time. It seems like every time I cut something out. All right, so we don't move the scissors, we move the paper, and we just go around. And I'm also going to take my dark smoky slate once I get this cut out, and I'll show you how to knock down that white edge of where you cut it out, because it's basically the side of the paper, right, from when you cut it out. Because even when you get as close, your paper still has a thickness, right? Your paper still has a white edge even when you cut it out as close as you can. All right, so now what I do is I take my dark smoky slate, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace. I'm going to trace this around, and all it does is put a little bit of that dark along the edge. And you can also hold it up and go like this, but I find it easier just to trace it, because it does the same thing. And what that does is it takes that white edge off, because that white edge sucks up that blend. So now you have this, so you don't see any white at all on that. All right, then we're going to glue this here, and I'm just going to take green tip glue again. And it's just glued flat. If you wanted, you could raise it up if you wanted to use dimensionals, but it didn't look like they did, so I didn't. So then we just butt that up right against the cloche, like that. So then you have your cute little pie stand with the cloche on top of it. Then we have our piece of Blushing Bride, so that's going to go on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue backwards, because this is going to be a little bit too hard, right? Because it's got that bump out. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my adhesive on here, because I know that this comes in, you know, so far, so I know that's going to catch it, no problem. Okay. Easy, cute, easy, easy. So there's your cute little, because basically we're making a tag. All right, so let's bring our box over. So we have our box. Make sure we have the right side. So now we're going to do the belly band for the box. And this is why I decided not to stamp on the box, because like I said, I thought I had it lined up, and when I folded it, I didn't. All right, so what I did was that I cut the seasonal label. I just eyeballed that it was in the center. Hey, Candy. I just, you know, eyeballed that it was in the center, and then it's going to go on here. So I'm just eyeballing. It's all about the eyeball. Okay, so I'm going to pick this up, and I want to just make this go like that. So I'm just going to, you know, loosely fold it along that edge. Like that. Then I'm going to take that DSP off of there. I'm going to come over here, and I want it to match up here so it's not crooked, right? Because if I just folded it like I think, it's going to be crooked. So this is just my guide. Then I'm just going to make sure that my edges line up, like right here. And then you're going to bring it over to your box. So see, like that. So you've got your nice edge. Then do the same thing here. So we're going to do the same thing around here. Just kind of squeeze like that. And then do the same thing. Okay. So now we have our one edge, two edge. Okay. So we have our one edge, two edge. Then you're going to do the same thing over here. So just kind of lay it on there. So that's going to keep that, you know, from moving. And then just kind of pinch. And pinch. I mean, it's just a cardboard box, so. All right. Then you'll do the same thing. Now you could try to figure out the measurements, but believe me, this is just so much easier. All right. And then it goes back on the box. Because no matter what, it's always like, it's not quite the right dimension. All right. And then we're going to do the same thing. So while I was doing my box, I was watching Columbo. Did you ever watch Columbo? I never watched him growing up, but oh my gosh, he makes me laugh so much. Let me just ask you one more question. And I don't know if he ever shows his wife or not, but it is just like so funny. All right, so then we have, so this is our belly band. So then it's going to go to the box. So see, your box doesn't have to have the pie stamped on it, and it's still cute. All right, so then we turn it around. And I'm going to put green tip glue. So we're going to glue our belly band together. So we're going to put green tip glue on this edge and this edge. So I'm putting on this edge here. So when they meet up, it makes your belly band be tight, right? But it's not gluing it to the box because you want to be able to slide it off, right? Because we're assuming, you know, you're going to put something in there. It looks like in the catalog, it looks like they put a Pop-Tart in there. Oh, the reverse side. This Whimsy DSP is gorgeous, Mom. Oh my gosh, it is just beautiful. I should have, here, the back side. Yeah, so here's the one I stamped before. And I thought I had it like all the way good. I did my score, and then my pie was off the box. I'm like, oh, no way. So yeah. All right, so there we have our cute little belly band. Then we're going to take our tag. So what I want to do is I want to attach my tag to the belly band, not the box. Because again, we want to be able to pull it off of here, right? So I'm just going to take some dimensionals, and I'm just going to eyeball. You know me and my eyeballs, that's the word of the day. So I just keep, you know, doing this. Now I haven't taken that off, so I can still go like this because it's not gluing, but it just helps me get my placement right. So I know I can put one here. So I know I'm good in between there. And that should be plenty strong enough to hold that tag on there. All right, then, so this way the belly band is just attached, or the tag is just attached to the belly band. And then you're going to be able to slide that off and get your goodies and then put it back on there. All right, so that's going to go on there. You want to keep it away from here because you do want to be able to see what's in there, right? You could put, I've got these little chocolates would fit in there, super, super cute. Like I showed you the cards fit on there, super cute as well. Let's see, I also want to put the little greeting. So the greeting is real red on some blushing bride, and it's just the bring on Christmas. And it's still a little warm in Arizona, so we're saying that, yes, please, bring on Christmas. And get rid of the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes are so bad in Arizona this year because we have had record moisture. Like, it's been crazy. I mean, we need it, but it's been so wet. All right, so bring on Christmas. Just cutting with my scissors. Not even being too anal about being straight. Just try to be straight. Right? And then we're going to do our fishtail. So to do your fishtail, you just come up to the center. And then you just meet from each edge to that center line. And that makes what I like to call a fishtail, but I guess it also could be called a banner. So that gives you that fishtail look. And then that's going to get stuck on there. And we're going to use glue dots, because I forgot about the label before I stuck it in the box. Then we're also going to use some of the beautiful ruffled red ribbon. Oh my gosh, it is so nice. All right, so we have Bring On Christmas. So that's going to go in there. So it overhangs just a little bit. Then we have the beautiful ruffled ribbon. So let me scoot up a little bit. Now this, I'm just doing right from the spool. Like, it's still attached to the spool. So I'm just bringing it over to the box. And this looks good. Because I want to have enough of a tail. I want to have a little bit of a tail. All right. So then we're just going to tie like we're tying our shoes. Flip that over there. There we go. Get it back on the box. And then I'm bringing the bow kind of over towards that cloche, whatchamacallit, the top of the cloche. It's not like it's, it's not part of the cloche, but it kind of looks, right? Like it is. All right. Then trim your tail. Trim. Trim. And there you've got your cute little box. And then you can just slide. So see, you can just slide that off if you want. I mean, I'm not going to mess with it, but see how it just slides on and off because it's not attached to the box. So I don't want to mess with it too much. There we go. So there's that. So here's the one I was looking at. So they're very, very similar. But what did I say I did different? See, I can't even remember what I said I did different. Oh, the pie pan. So see the difference in the pie pan? So do you like it with the pie pan a different color? Or do you like it like that? Because to me, I'm like, oh, well, I don't think I've ever seen a pie just sitting. Like, I think it would go everywhere, right? I think it would just like, at least the pies I make, it would be everywhere. So that's why I'm like, well, that pie needs to be in a plate. So anyways, so there is that cute little box. So hopefully, whether you make it as a box, you make it as a tag, you make it as a card, hopefully you like it. Hopefully you'll give it a try. Don't forget, celebration is winding down now of some things. I do believe that the sheep dyes are gone. I haven't looked in that DSP I talked about, that shimmery. Was I going to show you something? Oh my gosh, was I going to show you something? Well, I don't remember now. I'm like, did I say something? I like the gray better too, Annie. Yeah, because then it looks like, the cake pan. So I love this. So I might be making more of these for the neighbors. I know tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to show you the ornament. It was the little goodie that everybody got for Spring Social. it was in their little goodie box. So I'm going to actually show how to make the ornament. A bunch of them ask me like, well, how did you get that or whatever. So I'm like, oh, that's going to be my Teach Me Tuesdays. So I always like to come up with some fun things, you know, that we can hand out to the neighbors. So I'm thinking the little box might be fun with some chocolates or whatever. Maybe Pop-Tarts. I don't know. But, and then I definitely am going to be making some more of those ornaments. You'll have to let me know. I'm thinking I also might, for my guts for October, I might have that ornament be one of the guts that you would get for October, because it is so cute. All right, so I'm going to stop jabbering. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, and it's going to be episode 99. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do something extra special for the episode 100. What can I do? I have a week to come up with something. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Bye. I love you too, Mom. And then I will see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. All right, have a great day. Bye for now. See you, Stacy.